Dalai Lama faces backlash over video asking child to suck his tongue. Yeah, so the Dalai Lama sparked controversy after a video of him kissing a boy and asking him to suck my tongue at an event in northern India went viral. The event was organized last week by the M3M Foundation in the hillside city of Dharamshala, where the Dalai Lama lives in permanent exile. The viral video showed the young Indian boy approaching the 87-year-old Nobel Peace Prize winner before asking if he could hug him. The Dalai Lama invited the boy to the stage, pointed to his cheek, and said, "First here," prompting him to hug and kiss him. Afterwards, he pointed to his lips and said, "Then finally, I think here also," to the boy, pulling his chin and kissing him on the mouth. "And suck my tongue," the Dalai Lama said after a few seconds, poking his tongue out. The religious leader issued apology through a statement in which he said he, quote, wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world for the hurt that his words may have caused, adding that he regrets what he did. Some of the Dalai Lama's supporters spoke against the criticism, claiming that they were misinterpreted under a Western lens. In Tibet, culturally, showing one's tongue is considered an act of respecting and greeting people. Namdol Lhagyari, a Tibetan activist in exile, tweeted, quote, bringing the narrative of other cultures, customs, and social influence on gender and sexuality to interpret Tibetan ways of expression is heinous, he said. So obviously, this is like the biggest story that came out of this last week. This was like a full-blown, like, what has happened moment. And I went to go watch videos of this Tibetan tongue sticking custom that people mentioned, and it's very different than what happened here. I included a link to a video of what that custom actually looks like in the chat if we want to look at it on the show for research purposes. But this whole thing is a big old, it's no bueno.
Such an lame attempt at covering up for your Dalai Lama. Okay? First of all, this culture of showing tongues, it's not like I've been around those countries. I've been to those countries, okay? Never once I saw anybody greeting somebody else with their tongue showing up. But I'm sure it's somewhere. Some people do that. But guess what? They don't suck each other's tongues, okay? There's some people there that maybe show their tongues as a sign of greeting. None of them suck each other's tongues. That's not a thing. Stop acting like it's a thing. Oh, you Westerners, shut up. Shut up. There are people from there that are like shocked by this.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? What is this obsession with, like, oh, you Westerners? Next they're gonna, like, I don't know, kill people and torture people. I'm gonna, like, what are you doing? Like, it's our culture. Stop doing it. Like, you know what? If this is actually, you know what? Let's accept it. It's their culture. Your culture sucks. Literally, actually. No, your culture. You need to change your culture. If your culture involves sucking tongues of little boys, then you need to change that culture. I'm sorry.
This is something that people like roast the Prophet Muhammad for doing and talking about in the hadiths and stuff, is he apparently liked to suck the tongues of little boys. And so I have seen some activists coming out like losing their mind to just like say anything that they have to say to talk about how this is actually fine and acceptable, and like a criticism against him is like a CCP psyop or something. Like really strong anti-CCP activists that I follow have like completely just gone insane over this.
Well, CCP is Chinese culture. How dare you criticize CCP? Chinese government going after the Dalai Lama. Who are you? Here's the thing. If you're a cultural relativist, you have no business criticizing anybody. Okay, why are you bringing your Tibetan? Who is it? Where is that guy from?
The Dalai Lama?
No, the guy, the idiot who said that about that this is a psyop thing.
Actually, from Australia.
Yeah, okay. So stop bringing your Australian values and criticizing the CCP. It's just the way they do things. Okay. So anybody who wants to tell Westerners to shut up because they don't understand, other people's cultures and they're in no position to judge anybody, then you're not in a position to judge anybody. So stop telling people not to judge. Why are you judging people who are judging? You know what? It's Western culture to judge other people from other cultures. Okay. How about you stop criticizing Western? You don't understand. This is Western culture. Okay. How about you understand that this is part of their tradition? This is part of their heritage to look down upon other people's culture and be like, we do not approve. So who are you to judge them? Please respect Westerners and their culture.
Because my Iranian friends are always roasting me for being an American, and that's exactly what they say. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry that it's just part of your culture to just treat other people's cultures like trash."
Yeah. Yes.
They're joking when they say that.
Yeah, I know. No, own it. You're like, okay, this is my culture. I look down upon your inferior values and judge them, poorly. And you need to respect that because this is my culture. Just do that.
It's gotten to a point where the trolling is the trolling of me is so severe that I have no choice but to just double down and go, yes, you're right.
We should watch the video. Should we? Okay, so here's I forgot to bring this on screen after you finished your intro. So let's look at their rich culture. Okay.
Except that I don't even think that this is a good representation of it. It's not.
I know it's not, but like let's let them own it. You know what? Here's the thing. They think that something bad that happens there, and they want to protect it by wrapping it up in this is the culture excuse. Okay. But instead of saying no, this is not their culture. Okay. They're like, okay, it's their culture. Let's attack the entirety of the culture. How about that? Now you played yourself. You try to protect an action by covering it up as a culture, and now instead of going at that just one action, we're going to go at the entirety of the culture. How about that? You played yourself. Congratulations. Anyways,
let's play.
Oh boy. Let's look at what happened.
Oh my god. I hate this. I hate this so much. Are we allowed to watch
actually,
this?
I didn't play audio. I'm gonna play the audio. Okay, look at this.
Here also.
Wait, actually, hold on.
I'm so viscerally uncomfortable right now. I don't even know if I want to watch this.
Well, this is news. You have to watch it. It's news.
Jesus Christ.
This guy, like, he has no. The guy has no. He's out of touch with reality. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? Wait, can we show this on YouTube? I think we can. Right?
I don't know.
All over
the child's face is blurred, so.
Okay, it's all over YouTube. If we get in trouble for that, that's weird.
Finally, here also.
What are you doing? And people clap. You hear the clap, right?
Yeah.
And this is not
like
even
laughing.
The worst part. Oh my god.
And suck my tongue.
Now it's like suck my tongue.
Ooh. And the child is clearly uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's gross. Okay, at least the Catholics hide it.
Barely.
At least they try to hide it. Yeah.
Oh my god. I think I hadn't actually watched the video because I didn't want to, and that just made me so upset. I think oh my god. There's so much that I just can't deal with. What frustrates me the most is that the apology partially read in part that he often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before the camera.
Shut up.
That's like, okay, here's the thing. Like, sure, you can tease people and be playful, whatever. That's fine. But doing this with a child is so viscerally inappropriate. And there were like child welfare agencies that came forward in India saying like this is completely unacceptable, like this is a sign of abuse, and just trying to pass it off as teasing and playing around. Is this not the language of grooming?
Yeah,
It's innocent and
exactly. Oh,
playful.
that's a good point. That's a good point. You have a good point.
I don't know.
So here's his apology. You know what? When they refer to him as His Holiness, then I'm like, you know what? You deserve all the negative attention this is getting. When they at first, I'm like, no, when I can look at this. A video clip has been circulating. Like, it's not him coming out of like, I'm sorry. Like, it's like somebody treating him like royalty, and like it's his account, and he doesn't even refer. Like, he doesn't say like somebody is speaking about him and referring to him as His Holiness. So you don't even have the enough balls to come out and say like I effed up. You know what I mean? So look, a video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as he doesn't even acknowledge what happened. Like, they're like, the boy did this. What did you do? When you're apologizing, you don't even acknowledge what you did. His Holiness wishes to let me read it. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world, for the hurt his words may have caused. His words? What words? Words? Dude, what words? You sucked his. It was an action. It wasn't your words. He doesn't even know what the issue is. You're so out of touch.
Does this count as soliciting a minor? Like,
His Holiness often, like, dude, say me.
Yeah.
Me, it's your account. You're posting it. Say I effed up. I'm a freak. His Holiness often teases people. Like, look at the apology. This is not even an apology. This is like trying to come up with an explanation. Look at this. Often teases people. When you are apologizing, you don't come up with an explanation for why what you did was okay. His Holiness often teases people. He meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before camera. He regrets the incident. So yeah, it's actually an excuse, an explanation. A justification, not an explanation. As justifications, pretending to be a apology. That's what it is.
Well, and here's the problem is that, okay, let's like say, even if it was, and this is completely unacceptable, but let's just say even if it was just teasing, it's wholly inappropriate to be teasing a child with actions that are sexual, because you're setting them up to believe that it's okay if other adults treat them and tease them in that way. It's not acceptable.
Right.
You're making that child more vulnerable to other people taking advantage of them by normalizing that kind of behavior and just saying it's teasing instead of just being like, oh, it's just wrong. And okay, this was funny. One thing that was funny to me was this controversy came up, and then a lot of people mentioned a previous controversy that he had when he was asked about being reincarnated, and and he said basically something along the lines of like, oh, if I am reincarnated, I hope it's a woman who's much more attractive than me. And apparently that was a big controversy, and he had to apologize for that. And I don't know what, as a side note, why did he have to apologize for that? Is that supposed to be sexist or something? Is that supposed to be an offensive sexist comment? Because it's clearly I interpret that as like a clear joke at his expense, at his own expense, being like, if I am reincarnated, I hope I'm a more beautiful woman. Like, is that supposed to be a sexist offensive comment? I don't know.
I don't know. That's nothing compared to this.
Oh, no, of course not.
Let's see. Yeah. Somebody's saying, Dalai Lama regrets asking boy to suck my tongue. So Amanda is saying his perviness. And another person, he doesn't regret asking the boy. He regrets that it was recorded. And then there's this one, from entertainers to politicians to religious leaders. Their adoring fans rally around excusing their actions. If this was some bloke in the park, he would hopefully be arrested, isolated from the community, and have his computer looked at. But let's see what happens here. Okay, so why do you think he did this? Like, do you think it's because of him being a pedo, or is it because? Do you think it has anything to do with what celibacy? Because these guys are celibate, right? Yes,
Mhm.
they're celibate,
Mhm.
and the Catholic priests are celibate. Do you think that messes with their brain?
Oh,
And
I
makes
mean,
them?
over a lifetime, that cannot be good for you. That cannot be
Yeah.
good for you. I don't think it means that you become predatory, but I don't think that's healthy for any human being, personally, regardless. I don't think one equals the other in any way, shape, or form, though.
Okay, let's see what people in the live chat are saying. No man is saying pronounce my name. Okay, thank you so much for
Newman.
No, I always say Noman. You say Newman, I will say no. It's 1-0. How is it new? It's 1-0.
He told us
Noman.
it was new.
Okay, it should have been a U then. Okay, Newman is saying pronounce my name, which we did. Thank you so much for the super chat. And we had some opinions here. Do you want to read this one?
Vishwa Kumar is saying, previously when a child, Shambhavi, claimed she was a friend of the Dalai Lama in her previous birth, the Dalai Lama literally tried to take her into the monkhood. She was a child. Well, that's how it happens. He was taken when he was literally an infant. That's not shocking to me at all. That's like literally the custom.
You can now get the sexiest blasphemous art ever known to mankind for free. Too sexy to show most of it here on YouTube. We draw Muhammad, Hindu goddesses, sexy hijabi art, Jesus, Mother Mary, Japanese god, Greek gods, and much, much more. Click on the link below where it says get our free blasphemous art.